Alright, now I gotta find that piece of paper I had earlier. No. Yeah, it's in this thing. Okay. Where is it? There I am. Where's my headphones? There they are. Hi. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and people are all over the place these days with all these this shot stuff, you know. And I want to bring a little frame of reference in it. I found my shot record today from when I was in the Air Force. And I just want to show people, you know, they just were none of this stuff, they can't be sure what it does to anybody's chemistry. There's no way that any product that is made by man, there's no guarantee how it's going to interact with the human body, because everybody's body chemistry is different. So I'll look at that later. So, I put it on Twitter too. But if you look at the top of it, you see that? The thing that's not written on here, see it says 1, 2, 3, and 4. The thing of it is that they don't tell you though, is that you get 2 at a time. It's not just 1. So they should have had dosage 0.5 milliliter times 2. Okay? And they also put formaldehyde in each of these shots. I remember asking Airman Eby why it burned so much when it went in my arm, because I've had a lot of shots in my life, but that burned like no other. And she said it was because the formaldehyde that's in it. So that's 8 shots that a selective bunch of unlucky bunch of us got. And then, you know, of course, that you get the flu shot, and then it's all about money. It's all about units, milliliters. It's all about money. They don't care about what it does to the people. They don't care. And then I was just like, you know, I was just scrolling through some stuff about it, and this place, Barry Law, PTSDlawyers.com, they have a whole blog. Let me turn that down a little bit. They have a whole blog. So if people out there have got this and you don't know about it, it's a whole bunch of side effects. Short term, long term. This is my trouble. And the long term is my muscle stuff. My muscle stuff. They put silicone in some of them, which can cause some people's immune system to self-destruct. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. Here's just a few of the long-term: autoimmune arthritis, multiple sclerosis, lupus, infertility, allergic neuritis, that's nerve inflammation that can lead to paralysis, congenital disabilities in children, neurological damage, slurred speech, impaired motor skills, cognitive impairment, loss of balance. Loss of balance is one more. I have got my lack of coordination, but that stuff has been impaired a great deal for me in the last little while. You know, but you know what they have? It's crazy. It's crazy. Bioport is the one that I have. that I had, what they do to people. And now, what, almost 19 years later, they're doing it to the whole world. And the whole world is just like, just do what you're told. Just do what you're told. And that's cool. Go ahead. But here's some things that, from my personal experience that I've experienced myself, of things that people might have to look forward to based on these freaking heavy metal toxin bullshit that people have been injecting into human beings for no particular reason for entirely too long. Irritability. I keep my head shaved. A lady I changed my face butt profile picture, and a lady that I used to know, I don't know her anymore. We don't know each other anymore. And I posted a picture, and it was like this. Because I had my hair down, right? And my hair is shaved. I'm one of those. I got hair on top, but on the side and in the back, it's all shaved. And I do it myself. So I posted a picture like that, and she was like, she writes, different, period, tell mom I said hi. And I was just like, yeah, well, maybe if my freaking endocrine system wasn't a freaking cesspool of freaking toxics and a dump site for the fucking United States government, and it's not just me, it's a lot of people, because I've talked to other people that have dealt with a lot of people, healers and stuff like that, and I've been assured that it's not just me, because I'm like, yeah, I'm a hothead. When I get mad, my body gets flooded with energy, and energy equates in a lot of cases temperature. So I keep it short to just, and I don't know how long I can keep the top, honestly, because I freaking cook, man. I also think of it as like a bullshit meter, too. I look at it as a bullshit indicator when I get floods. People call them hot flashes. I think it's stupid. I'm not gonna. So, anyway. And then it's just so crazy what people are allowed to do for money. It's just, I don't know. It's just interesting because America became a lawless country. The only thing that I see holding the fabric of this nation's society together is the decency of and the civility of the people that live here, but it's quickly, the ratio is changing real quick. So the law, because it's the rich. What people are doing is just crazy. No doubt. I'll read that later. But they're like, some karma today. Geomagnetic storm burns up to 40 of the Muskrat SpaceX satellites sent into orbit last week. Stop littering the space, Muskrat. You got no business. You can come up with better ideas without putting your 20,000 bullshit fucking satellites in the sky. It's horseshit. It's crap. You're not doing anybody a favor. You're not this wonderful guy that everybody thinks is a wonderful, building fucking... How is a civilian allowed to build tunnels for his own cars? So he built a tunnel in Las Vegas that his brand of cars can use. And just, it's like, what happened to this world, man? When these egos are just allowed to just go around and do whatever, and these people, they don't have any discipline. They have no self. Look at all the people that don't have self-discipline in this world today. Look around you. Look at everybody that has all the freaking weight gain in here. No discipline. Yep. You know, people, all these people are like, oh, people start getting sick 2 years ago. It's like, oh, and it attacks people that are already healthy or already unhealthy, right? It attacks these people that are already, that's this secondary, that already have primary health conditions. How many people took the effort and spent the energy to get more healthy than they were 2 years prior? Not enough. And it cracks me up to see these people fucking keep taking these injections on blind faith, on idiots, man. People that work in the government are not smart people. They're not intelligent people. They are not there because of their high IQ and how smart they are. They're there because of who they know, who they're related to, or maybe they did embarrassing things and blackmail. It's all blackmail. It's not because of their merit. It's not because they have good ideas. Things need to change. What if regular people were voted into elections and the deck wasn't stacked every single time, and we weren't playing this stupid bullshit made up story tale game? This country's a joke, man. I just see all these protests all over the world, all these people standing up against tyrants, stand up against this, that. Not America. Nope. There was a story I read earlier about how I complain about the tourists, the pretentious D-bags that have nothing better to do but like, oh, I saw it on Instagram, let's go there, take the family jet, go there, and ski and let's live the best version of our lives, and we've never worked a day in our life, and they're just totally sliding on the tailcoats of freaking their bloodlines, right? So, evidently in Aspen, this group spent $27,000 on their lunch bill. $27,000. Someone was like, that's half my teacher's salary. That's over half my teacher's salary, And then it's like, and you know what they spent like $17,000 on? $17,000 on buying champagne and having the champagne sprayed over them so they could take champagne showers. Or really? Give me a fucking break, man. Those people, as in the words of Letterkenny, they're spare parts. People like that are spare parts. They're not even real people. I live on less than that a year. Me and Mom both. These people are piss shit away, man. People don't have any regard for human life. It's just living this fantasy world. And I'm not excited about this chapter. I decided I'm not. This chapter of freaking all this freaking new awakening stuff, this next chapter of the awakening, because all these love and lighters, just more bullshit, more of the same, more people tapping into their energy, their higher power, so they can freaking take advantage of people. I'm already seeing it. So I got an appointment in a couple weeks for the chiropractor. So I went through, I got all my medical records when I was in the Air Force. So I got all this. These are all, I was only in 6 years, okay? So this is every chiropractor visit. Every single one of these, it's all the same sheet. It's all, but I can't get a hold of anybody in the VA, see, because everybody shut themselves off. They all closed themselves off into their offices or working from home or doing whatever they do, and they put themselves in idle. They put themselves in idle, and they do their dishes, and they watch YouTube videos, and it's like, oh, I better take a call or two. So they'll put themselves in ready available, and then they'll take a call when, thousands of people are calling in. And I've seen it. I've seen it for years and years. That's how people operate, man. They and now that so many people are making so much money for doing really next to nothing, that you're going to see what people's egos, how their psychology becomes disheveled and breaks down when their egos get that much out of control. We're going to start seeing more and more people doing, just being who they are. But it's not socially acceptable how a lot of people are. And now that we're seeing, what is it? Here's all my medical records. But, I remember going to the VA. Some lady was like, she was like, I said I was only 6 years, and they're like, still we have people that are like this, But anyway, you can't get a hold of anybody. And it's funny. My brother works for the state. He's high up for the state of California. He's worked for the state of California for like probably 30 years now, 25 years at least. And so he should know how. But he's a big shot. He's a big shot lawyer, and and he has people. He has assistants and stuff like that, So he don't even have to, he don't have to go through the hoops. And I keep telling him what bullshit it is, But he just keeps watching. I think he wants to see me fail. I honestly think he wants to see us fail, and just because he for some reason, he really thinks, it's like he really pushes for me to put mom in a home. And it's just like, why can't you just support me with taking care of mom? It's just so weird. And then I think, oh yeah. Because he always tells me how I'm stuck in the past. And when they tell me how I am, they're telling me how they are. Because I'm a mirror. I'm Heyoka. So I'm like, okay. And the reason why he's mad at mom is because of stuff that happened when we were kids. And well, who's stuck in the past? Anyway, got my really cool satchel. Got it for a graduation present when I graduated from college. Yeah. The person who gave it to me thinks I'm a crazy nut job and doesn't talk to me anymore. But I think it's weird that she and her husband freaking like to go travel around so much and go to all the sports stadiums, and they live in that world and do all the tours of the sports stadiums and stuff. It's all, it's just, she don't care to recognize the truth that sports are rigged. They're all rigged. They are all rigged. Go away. Hello, Maud. What's up? Hey, Tucker, what are you doing over there, little T? What are you doing, little T? What you doing? Come here, go sit by Grandma Retta. We got Grandma Retta new shades today. We got Mom new shades today. Come on, bud. Come on, baby. Good boy. Come on. Go ahead. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. And they're working out real well. This is Mom's new shades. Yep. I used to, when I'd look in mirrors in the bathroom, I'd get myself tripped out that people would freaking like be jumping. Those that, for when you look like at two mirrors back to back, like one in front of you and one behind you, and you just see, well, not an infinite number of mirrors, but until it like bends off. I'm like, from the time I was a little kid, I used to recognize each one of those as a different timeline. And then sometimes I'd spook myself out because I'd be like, there's somebody that was jumping through. Oh, a bad guy that was jumping through. And I'd watch him come around the corner, and then I'd slam the window closed. So it stopped that. I've always had a very, very active imagination. Very, very active. I think it's been my saving grace, honestly. I had 2 interesting things happened today. Timeline things. It's how I can tell timelines are flipping and switching and changing all all over the place. It's like I'm sure of myself on both of these accounts. Is that I usually keep a pin laying around with stay out of his ear. Don't go in his ear. With Post-it so I can write notes on things I need to get at the market. And I was around the corner where the Post-its are, and I was like, okay, I had this pen. And so I was backtracking. No, you know what? Just go over here. Just go over here. Just go over there. You don't need it. You're too close to his ear. There we go. I need some water. So I was looking for this pen. And where the Post-its are, right around the corner from where I'm standing. Excuse me. And I was like, okay, looking here. Looked at the counter behind me, and then came back to where the Post-its were, and then the pen was right next to where the Post-it was. And I was like, that pen wasn't just there. That tells me that timelines are like, I look at it like a deck of cards shuffling timelines. That's what timelines are to me. And they're always changing, and potentials of how things can go this way or that way or that way or this way. It's changing all the time. And then the same thing happened not 5 minutes later when I came around to the other side on the dressers where I keep all the vitamins and lotion and mom care. And my lip balm, I had two lip balms on the dresser, but there was only one there, and it was the one that was I had a habit of leaving them in my pocket, and then they go through the dryer, then they get all melted and ruined, and one of them was like that, and then the other one was a full one, or one I could use, and there was one on the dresser, and I picked it up, and it was the one that I needed to throw away, that I had put through the dryer, and I put it down, and I looked over on the ground to see if it had rolled off, because the cats like to walk across and stuff, and then I looked back up on top, and then there was the second lip balm when it wasn't there a second ago. I'm like, Mom, that's 2 times the timeline's changed. That's crazy. And our days go by so fast. Do you have a good day today, Ma? Yeah? You like your new shades? Yeah. Your new sunglasses? She just likes to look out the window and watch the cats. Yeah. I think they've talked about it in some kind of movies, too. I think it was like something, I don't know. It seems like I've seen a movie along the way where they use that, but I don't know. There's only so many different things that people can trip out on. I've tripped out on a lot of stuff. So, what else is going on in the world beside the muskrat losing freaking people being wasteful, moving more towards ego? That's what our incarnations are is what are we going to do with our spirit? Are we going to point it more towards our ego or more towards, fulfilling our spirit? That service to others thing. This is crazy. Here's an example of how politicians are fucking nut jobs, and they aren't psychologically vetted. Everybody goes in the military psychologically vetted, but fuck if politicians, man, they're not. Here's a Hudson, Ohio mayor argues that ice fishing will directly lead to prostitution. Craig Schubert, the mayor of Hudson, Ohio, spoke out about the dangers of ice fishing at a city council meeting on Tuesday night. Specifically, how if you allow ice fishing in Hudson Spring Park this winter, then next year someone will expect to bring an ice shanty out on the lake, and from there, well... Well, that just kind of lets you know where his head is at. So maybe somebody should keep an eye on him. And hopefully he doesn't hang around with kids too much. So, anyway. Oh, yeah. Now they're going to turn it in. Now no. See, because have you noticed that? Have you noticed, like, because Zach talks about the numbers, how people live and die by the numbers. And have you noticed how all these famous, even the governor of the state in which I live had a sister that was diagnosed with a brain tumor at, how old was she? 2 years old or something like that? Is that what it said? 2 years old. And then she just all of a sudden died when she was 20. How come is it all these famous people, all these people in positions of power, they've all like lost like someone in their direct immediate family? There's plenty of families that haven't, but yet all these famous people. And what is it with all these fake pregnancies? What is it with freaking famous people having is that all part of their rituals too? So they can say that these babies that they're, and they get the kids from freaking what? These countries that we've gone over and freaking picked through and combed over and pillaged and squandered for whatever we want with them. We create all this catastrophe. Then there's all these orphans and stuff, and then give them, then Rihanna's pregnant with what a lot of people freaking suspect is freaking a fake belly. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm one of those. I believe in an all things possible universe first. So we got a universe for every reality that somebody is experiencing. And it's when they line up, that's when the universe becomes more aligned with one kind of Earth. But I mean, what would have to happen for everybody to line up like that? I wonder. So anyway, California's gonna sue Tesla. All these people are so but nobody's doing work, Nobody's are there people still in fields? Working in the fields? Making sure people get food? Is there food that is still being grown in fields, or are they growing it all indoors and stuff now? In like weird warehouses? The world is heading off in a crazy direction. So crazy. All these people that are like freaking just dropping over and dropping dead, all ages. They've been talking about it for years, and how there's it's like the death tolls are not going down, but they're not for all the same reasons. It's just when it's your time, it's your time. I'm just not going to be afraid to live or afraid to die. Because it's that vibrational frequency of fear, man. That puts a lot of freaking, that makes a human body so sick. Stress puts so much, it taxes the human system so much, stress in itself. And then people are getting poisoned in here and there all over the place. And that just adds to the freaking stress on your system. And I don't know what I'd do if I didn't meditate. If I didn't meditate and dance it out, that's my my relief stuff. It was weird. I let one of my favorite YouTube channels that I listen to is called Crystal Time. It's Crystal CRYSTAL -TYME, and I think she's brilliant. And she's caught on to this thing. And it's the psychology of it. And usually stuff like people get heady about, I don't really get that heady about, because I don't know. I've had my own stories about like having to get over your psychology of things. And she's been talking the last, I don't know, few weeks. I think she usually puts her talks out on Sundays, and she's been talking about urine therapy of all things. If you want to go listen to what she has to say. And when she started it a few weeks ago, I think it might be like something urine, and then she has links in the description of another guy talking about it. And then so a few weeks go by, and then she talks a little bit more about it, and then reading the comments, it's really quite interesting. It's really quite interesting. And she said she's tried it on her dog. She tried it on her dogs. And one of her, she has a Weimenheimer. And that's 16 years old. And that's a bigger sized dog. Not the biggest, but it's like it's bigger than a medium sized dog. And she showed a picture of him, and he was, and he was like, you could tell he's old, but she was like, he started running. And he has seizures, and there's a couple times that she thought she was gonna lose him, and then she tried this stuff, and it's like totally rejuvenated him, and then the other dogs have benefited too, but they're not 16 and like gone from being inactive to running in the snow. And then she's talked about her experience with it. And she drinks it, and then I think about it, and I'm like, I think I've known people that have done that. Like, remember, like, throughout the years, here and there, seeing people with jars of what looks like apple juice, like, in their windows, here and there, like, in the bathroom. And I'm just like, okay, so I know that I've known people that have done it before, and whatever people do way worse shit than that for health benefits, and I think what she's trying to get people to understand is we do have the abilities to heal ourselves in so many ways. I don't know if I would. She drinks it in mango juice. Hi, Benny. Do you want me to put the pea in the Benny water? I said, no, Marge, just the chonga tea. We use the chonga tea. That's pretty good for us, too. So, I wonder if other people have, or if they have, I wonder what their experience is. I think Russell Brand is a D-bag. Pretty much. He's just like, yeah. One of those, he's just like everybody. If anybody's famous, they've sold their soul. They're not talking from their heart. They're edited. They're controlled by somebody. And that's not what this life is about. So, no, I'm not a fan. I used to be. See, a lot of these freaking... I was highly integrated into 3D. That's the thing, is I don't care what people are into, because I know I've been into all this stuff. I used to go to all the concerts. I used to go to Broadway across America. I used to do, if I was going to a city, I would look up, like, what do people do in that city? Like, what are the tours? What are the, I want to know everything about all that stuff. I mean, that's what my thumbnail is on the picture of this talk is me on a small airplane flying out to a dude ranch in Utah the day before I frickin' take a helicopter ride to go down, do the frickin' 4-day floaty trip down Grand Canyon, the Colorado River. I mean, I've done a lot of the experiential stuff. The thing of it is, so many people... They live and have those experiences, but it's on the back of others. It's on the blood, sweat, and tears of others, and that's the shit that needs to change. That's stuff that needs to stop. Keanu too. You don't think Keanu did? He's not his own man. They're not their own people. He might not have sold his soul, but he's not his own man. He does what people tells him. He dresses how they, he goes. No. He's not. See, and when people are living for other people, they're not living for God. They're not making God their higher power. They're making their fucking agent their higher power. There's a big difference. And how many people has Keanu Reeves? He's got a lot of money. He buy a house for any homeless people. He put any like first and last month's rent down for anybody. They never do that shit, man. They just fucking pay the non-for-profits and get their tax write-offs and play. They get paid millions and millions of dollars to play. Just like congressmen and senators. Hollywood is an extension of DC. DC is an extension of Hollywood. They're interchangeable. It's the whole world. It's all for show. Everything that you get on, it's all bullshit, man. The majority of it's bullshit. It's like 80% bullshit, 20% what, special interest stories maybe? No. I used to like them all. I used to like Lady Gaga. I used to like, Taylor Swift. I used to like, I went through periods where I liked a lot of those, a lot of this stuff. Because I've always liked music. Until I figured out what they were doing with the music. It's all manipulation. But I never loved, I can't think of an artist that I was just like, oh my God, I would die if I met them. And people are just so, I don't know, shallow, that a lot of people, those famous people that they live for. What? You never Q? I don't know what that means. But you don't I agree with Zach, is that you don't get. And I think about, and it's not just like Hollywood contracts, it's employment contracts. It's every time you sign a contract. When I worked, I signed a job contract when I worked at this place and that place. I don't think I've worked at any place where I ever signed a non-disclosure, NDA. I don't think. Maybe at G4S, but because it was that security company, but they already had enough bad press. I don't need to. There ain't no stories that I can add to that could give them worse press. They just. Anyway, so I worked in 3D world. I signed the contract to get a paycheck to compromise my own self. I gave up of myself, but I got to a point that I started going more towards my spirit. And one day, I will put freaking a homeless person in a place. I will help find a homeless person, get them a place to live. I'll do it, and I'll do it at least once, but I'm gonna aim for more. See, because lots of people can do that, they just don't, because they don't have the mind for it. They just have the mind that someone else is going to do it, so that alleviates everybody of personal individual responsibility. Yeah, hope they figure it out, man. Because when I was young and I didn't play with my toys right, I'd get them taken away, and I always kind of figured God was like that too. You don't play with stuff right, man, it ain't gonna stay. It ain't gonna stay. You're gonna do things right. It ain't gonna stay. Good orderly direction. You don't hurt people. You don't hurt animals. I like Zach's decode on that D-bag sports guy that kicked his cat, and the Bengals, and just, it's all energy harvesting. Super Bowl's bullshit. It's probably decided 10 years ago who's going to win this Super Bowl game. It's just all crap and ritualistic, and more and more people more people buy into it than any kind of reality of what I understand is happening. It's a trip. It's weird. Oh, you never liked Gaga. I liked her for a couple years, and I saw her in Tacoma in 2017 or 18 whenever that last tour she was. Yeah, I almost saw her. I almost ran into her at the gay bar in Omaha. I don't like going out late. You know? So, anyway. But I only liked her for a little while. I can't stand her now. And she's an Aries, but she's one of those March Aries. March Aries, they're different. They're different than April Aries. Yeah. So, my dad's a March Aries. And I've known a handful of other people that are March Aries, and we are not the same. So, anyway. What else is going on? I've been freaking running my mouth for a while. So we're just gonna see more and more crazy stuff. What else are we? What else? What are people gonna tolerate? What else are people are gonna, Here where I live, it's quiet where I live. It's like they don't give me a hard time for mass stuff and things like that. But I'm one of the last states where it's mandated because our governor's an idiot. It's funny because I've lived in a handful of states. And I've lived in a few states now. So I don't look at the United States of like what a mess it is collectively. What I do is I look at like how it's a mess in the state in which I live. And I've done that in a few different states that I live in. And if like 50 different people from 50 different states just looked at all, just like I've done it. I've gone through and looked up the federal agencies that are funded in the state in which I live, and these budgets are in the freaking billion. There's plenty enough for people to get subsidized checks and stuff like that. Extra earned income and stuff like all that stuff. But these people at top, man, they are just all about misappropriation of funds. And what we're going to see more of is you've had all these people in the last 2 years, right, that have gotten all this money and they have this money in their minds, with their job titles and stuff like that they're in control with these budgets, with these millions and millions of dollars. So their egos are just out of control. We're going to get these people this, we're going to get these people that, right? Whatever is in their immediate clique and stuff like that, right? And then they got all this federal aid to help them afloat. Well, but they a lot of them didn't need it, but they got it. Never goes to the people. See how many businesses got bailed out, but how many people just freaking fell through the cracks of society? So what's going to change, I see in the next little while, is that the hourglass is going to change, and there's a shift in a way that people aren't even seeing coming. So I hope people have goods and services to offer besides, the world's oldest trade, because people only care about sex and chasing sensation so much. There's so many orgasms that you can have, but what people are going to find out in life is getting water, getting food, making sure your elders or the little ones are warm or cool enough, depending on the season, the stuff that really matters. Yeah, having shelter, if that's going to happen. So maybe we'll see it. Maybe we won't see the economic crash. I don't care either way. Doesn't impact my life. I'm a survivor. Mom's a survivor. We've been through a lot of really uncomfortable situations and have managed to, what I'd say, mom's thriving. Because I'm thriving. Because I'm finally healing. And I'm super excited to go to the chiropractor and continue the healing. And then because once I get better, then I can go, okay, I finally got better, so this is what I did. If you people can try it, they don't got to try it, they can try it, they don't have to, but everybody's trying to fix something at some point.